Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Sunday Tarot and Oracle Review Day. So, the deck I'm going to be reviewing for you lovelies this morning is the beautiful... Now, I don't know if you know how you say this. It's either like, because there's two ways of pronouncing this. So it's either Celtic Tarot or Celtic Tarot, depending on, how you want to pronounce it. I always say it's the Celtic, so I don't know if that's the right wording or the right way, but that's how I word it, the Celtic Tarot. And this is a beautiful deck that has been created by Kristopher Huges, and it's been illustrated by Chris Down. So this is a fantastic deck, guys. Now it's published and it's been created, it's been printed by Llewellyn. So I was looking for a sort of symbol. There's probably a better one on the bottom actually. So I don't know if you can see that there. So we've had quite a few of their creations. Okay, and also on the sidebar, it's really hard to see. It's quite a small little symbol on this particular deck. So anything by Llewellyn, you get this fabulous packaging. The only downside with Llewellyn products, I will say, even though you have like the fabulous boxes, stock quality of their cards are always slightly thin. That's the only thing that lets them down. Otherwise, a fantastic deck. What I love with the back of this box, you've got like examples of of cards, which is really, really lovely. A very sort of brief little overview. I quite like this actually, that there's not too much information, just enough to work with. And it just says here, embrace the power and magic of the ancient Celtic mysteries. Journey with the Celtic goddesses and magical allies into a world of enchantment and inspiration. This is not just a deck of cards, it's a storehouse of ancient myth and magic, with symbols, icons, and motifs designed to express and transmit the wisdoms of the Celtic mysteries. This deck plunges the reader into the depths of the subdual, that's my dyslexia, planes. So I love, love, love this, so I can't wait to share it with you guys. Now this is quite a special deck because this was actually gifted to me by a beautiful friend and client of mine. So as we open up the box, you've got this lovely, lovely piece of artwork here. I will say the book on this deck is particularly good. Now you always get a really, really thick, big old book. But I have to say, what I love with the book in this case is they've really tried to make it look, honestly, really beautiful. I love this kind of black framework and this gold, and then everything is in colour, full colour, and then obviously all the pieces that go with it. So we'll look more at the book a little bit later. Right, so then we've got like the cards themselves. So they just sit really nicely in this little box. I'm going to pull these out. Now what they have done, they've changed a few of the suits. So instead of like pentacles, they've changed it to shields. And instead of having cups, they've changed those to cauldrons. I quite like that, a little bit of tweaking on things there. That's always kind of cool. So the back of the cards, really elegant, really beautiful looking actually. Very classic looking. So they look a little bit almost like a sort of damask kind of book or covering, but beautiful framework. So like those, plain, simple, but beautiful in their own way. So as we look, now these are all mixed up, they're not in any sort of order, guys. But I'm just going to start to show you these because they are just so beautiful. So as you can sort of see there, just loads of beautiful, beautiful imagery. Really, really powerful. Now, I don't want to... So this is one, so they're like 7 of shields. Instead of being pentacles, they've changed it to shields, so you can sort of see how they've encompassed and made some sort of tweakings and changes. But I really love these, I think they're really, really cool, really, really good. I do really like the artwork here. Some of the artwork looks a little bit digital, but I still like it, yeah, these are really, really quite cool. What I do like with this deck as well is some cards are actually based on people that both the artist and the author of this book actually, or this deck actually know. So that's also really quite special. Like there's some characters in here, there's one in particular that some of you guys may well actually recognise. So I'll see if we come across that as we kind of go through. Oops. You know, I like the fact that with the ace cards in particular, they're quite sort of to the point, but they pack a punch, they're powerful. And I love the fact that they honour both, as it says in the sort of scripture, both the gods and the goddesses. You know, I mean, look at that. That's a really, really powerful one, isn't it? I mean, a lot of us that read tarot, we know what that card is about, but that looks quite, you know, powerful. I mean, this one as well, the Four of Swords. So I love the sort of take on how the imagery has been created here. Really, really powerful. And also some of the major arcana, like this one for instance, instead of like the traditional Empress, they've called this one the Mother, and I like that actually. You know, I think that works really well because a lot of people don't actually know, but in the traditional Empress card, she is actually meant to be pregnant. And it's not always seen that well, particularly in the Rider-Waite. So I like the fact they've really honed in on that kind of energy. I think that's really, really powerful actually. As you can sort of see. They've also done it with, we've got, instead of the Empress, we've got, sorry, the Emperor, we've also got like the Father, so they've changed the wording to the Father. But again, I think that's really, really powerful. I like that actually. Oops, slipping out here. And then the traditional sort of Fool. And again, because it is the kind of Celtic tarot, I like how the dog isn't quite so gentle in this deck. I don't know if you can see, but he's a little bit more boisterous there. And then you've got, yeah, well, I can't speak today. You've got your traditional Magician. But I'm trying to see, I'm just going to quickly see if I can find, I don't want to show you all of these because I want to keep some back as a surprise. I mean, that one's powerful, isn't it? Like, this is quite a dramatic kind of deck. I'm trying to sort of like, I mean, like this one again. You know, they are very, very dramatic kind of cards. Very dramatic artwork. They are beautiful though. But I just want to show you one in particular, if I can find it. It's probably, oh, here it is. Because this may be somebody that you guys well know, which I think is pretty cool. So, it says here, the card of Strength. I don't know if I can pull that in closer. So this character is actually a beautiful witch, and she is a beautiful artist in her own rights. And actually this card is based on the beautiful Laura Deligan. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with her. For those of you that are, she does a lot of stuff in Glastonbury, drum circles, drum ceremonies, fire rituals. Like I say, she's a witch, practicing witch in her own rights, an artist, and an amazingly beautiful soul. I follow her on Instagram actually, and she's really powerful. Now, I've also liked the fact here you've got, instead of like traditional the Hermit, their take on this is Merlin. So that's pretty cool. So there's quite a lot of adaptations and tweakings. But I really, really like this deck. I could show you all of these. I don't really want to because I want to keep some back as a surprise. Like the Hangman, again. Beautiful, beautiful. You know, and I love the fact the ribbons are kind of coming off the tree there as well. So like I say, I don't want to show you too many. I've just seen the Death card. I'm going to have to show you this quickly. But it is a beautiful, beautiful deck. And instead of like the Temperance, they've used here Equilibrium. So quite a few of them have actually changed their terminology and the names. But I think it's quite powerful. I think it gives it more depth. Instead of having like the Devil, they've used the Shadow, for instance. So, but again, you can easily pictate and see what this actually is. But I think that's powerful. Okay, I'm going to show you like one more because it's just shown up, the Tower. I mean, I love the way that that lightning's hitting that and that sort of rough, stormy water there. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, literally, I'm not going to show you any more because I could end up just showing you the complete sort of collection here. And I want to keep a little bit back just in case you decide to purchase this yourself. Bear with me, guys. I'm just going to have a little swig of my herbal tea. I've got, I normally have peppermint tea, but today I've actually got cranberry and blood orange. So going for something a little bit different today. But oh, that hits the spot. This is my first cup for the day, actually. Now, what's really, really special with the book, because this, as I said, this was gifted by a friend of mine. My friend actually knows the artist, the beautiful Chris Down, and she was able to get it signed for me. So it says there to Mitch, it's got Chris Down's signature, and that was done back in 2018. So it's really, really special to have this. But you've also got the author here. So you've got Kristopher Huges, and you've got a little bit about him as well. So it's really nice to have the two. Then we go straight into, again, beautiful, beautiful images, as you can see. They've really gone to town with the images. And they've got like a proper sort of contents page with everything in, how this is all sort of pictated. So it talks about a brief history into tarot, the mysteries of the Celts, however you want to say it. And then it just literally goes into each sort of aspect. So I really, really like this. Really powerful deck, guys, you know. Definitely. Again, you've got where they've made the changes. What I really like here is they've actually given you sort of a key. So instead of, for instance, like the Fool, they've called that beginning and so on. And they've just really sort of gone to town and shown all the differences. So that's amazing. I like the fact they've really sort of thought about including almost like the Fool's journey. And they talk here about different ways you can use the cards in readings for love, for questions, for general guidance. There's loads of information. So this is probably one of the best books I think that I have seen composed with a deck. Really, really great book. But we'll look at that a bit more shortly once we pick a card, and we'll see what obviously it says. Bear with me, guys, just got another swig of drink. You know what it's like when that first one just hits the spot. It's like, ah, that's good, you know. Right then, so as ever, I'm going to ask the cards. Oh, let's just quickly look at the cards. Like I say, stock quality, unfortunately, they're not the thickest. They're quite flimsy. I'm bending that quite freely. That's the only thing. I love the size, but stock quality on anything by Llewellyn seems to be just that little bit too thin. If it could be that little bit thicker, it would be amazing. But otherwise, they are really, really nice. A good size card. I like working with this size. A little bit smaller than a lot of the Oracle ones that I've shown you. I think this is a good size sort of tarot deck to work with. So I'm asking for a card for Sunday, but also this will reflect the following sort of week ahead, the Christmas week, guys. So let's see what we've got coming up. And also on Monday, the beautiful winter solstice. So let's sort of see what we need to know about what's coming in for us at this time. Because this is quite a magical time, you know. Oops, okay, you can't have all those. They felt like they were all just going to fall away then. So I'm going to try and get one clear card here. Okay, ooh, interesting. So we've got the King of Wands coming in. So King of Wands here, as you can see, beautiful, beautiful card. So let's find this in the book and let's just see what it has to say. I'm looking at that, do you know? I'm looking at that throne and I'm thinking that really looks like a sort of penis behind. But I actually, there's a few in here that are like kind of naked and they are a bit risky. And I actually think that's meant to be as it looks, you know. And I'm just thinking, oh, did I see that right? But yeah, I think it is meant to be a phallus. And it's like, oh, okay. But we'll look at this. It'd be interesting to see if it says anything in the book. Right, okay, so let's just find the wands and then let's find the King of Wands. I'm probably going to go... Am I going the right way? Yep, I'm going the right way. So again, you can see the beautiful picture there. I love the fact they've got such colour, such detail. Okay, so this is pretty cool. So what we've got, 2 pages worth of stuff in terms of what it says. So it's got kind of keywords, so honest, truthful, active. Those are the keywords. And then we've got the King of Wands embodies the masculine qualities inherited in the powers of fire, movement and change. It is a mature and experienced individual who knows what is right and wrong. Bear in mind that this card does not imply that the situation is only relevant to males. On the contrary, we all embody the qualities of both king and queen. I talk about that like quite a lot, that we all harness masculine and feminine. So even though I'm male, I actually have a lot of feminine energy that runs through me, and I honour the goddess quite a lot. So that's really interesting. They've put that in there. So he sits majestically on a burning throne, whilst a fire dragon sleeps happily at his feet. The king is more than settled in his own power, and knows his mind and can act upon his thoughts. He is a strong-willed character, and one that is able to embrace change easily. He does not and cannot understand weakness or a lack of willpower in others, and he may at times be prone to judgment. He is right, and often many others are wrong. Yet with all his I don't know what's going on with my dyslexia today. Sometimes I'm like more wordy than other days, and today is obviously one of those days. Yet with all this, he is honest, and people appreciate that honesty, albeit it may at times make him appear harsh. And then we've got divinational meanings. You can be sure that if this card is an indication of a person's patent to the question, that the individual is reassuringly honest. There is no deception in the King of Wands. The situation is what it is, and he will speak his mind, even if that does upset the apple cart. When the king appears in a reading, it does refer to a strong personality type, a dark individual, and usually one who is married. The king is one who is able to see the potential in a situation, even if others cannot. But this can lead the individual to be less patient of others. The king is unlikely to take any prisoners. This is a dynamic individual who is warm but can also veer on the edge of appearing intimidating. Now, they talk about the reverse meanings as well. So if this was to shoot out upside down, if you choose to read tarot reverse, I personally don't, but a lot of people do. It just says here, reverse, the King of Wands suggests a strong-willed person who may at times be severe, fiercely independent. They may well display an arrogant demonstrate of their perception of being right all the time, but they are generally tolerant. So that's quite interesting. So make of that what you kind of will. I see, like the key words say, the honesty, the truthful, and the active energy. So to me, the King of Wands is like, you know, making good choices, good business decisions, not just business, but, you know, all aspects. And I suppose because we've got that kind of like phallus or penis type energy within this sort of throne there, to me, I really see that as almost like being in a way quite dominant. You know, it is that dominance, that masculinity. So very, very interesting, guys. So I hope you can make sense of this for your Sunday message and for the week ahead. So let's talk about this deck in terms of, you know, its appearance, its qualities. The only thing for me that lets this down is the stock quality. If these cards were that little bit thicker, this would easily be a 10 out of 10. For no other reason but that, I think I've got to probably score it down slightly. So probably like a 9.5. You know, if it, like I say, if the stock quality was just that little bit thicker, it would be an absolute 10. But having said that, it's beautiful in its own rights. The imagery is absolutely stunning. The imagery is some of the best I've seen in tarot for quite a long time, particularly in the, that digital style, because I'm not always keen on that, but I love, love, love this. So, you know, overall, definitely one worth having in the collection. A beautiful deck. Definitely check it out, guys, because you will not be disappointed. It is the Celtic or the Celtic Tarot, depending how you want to read it, by Kristopher Huges and illustrated by Chris Down. Definitely check this out. It's going to be an amazing one for the collection. I just love it, you know. It's great for the beginner into tarot because there's so much information. but it's also fantastic for those that read tarot on a more regular basis. So it's an all-round kind of deck. So check it out, guys. You definitely won't be disappointed. Going to leave the energy of this with you. Have a fantastic Sunday, a magical week ahead. Catch you all soon. Bye.